All right, so moving on to the final topic. We talk about another quarterback in the National Football League, and his name is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson made a lot of noise yesterday, not on a good note, but a bad negative note in the NFL. So today, for the final topic, I will be sharing my thoughts on the Deshaun Watson suspension. So if you've been living under a rock for the last 24 hours and not keeping up with the news, Deshaun Watson has been suspended for the first 6 games of the NFL season without pay for violating NFL's personal conduct policy. Now, the NFL, in my opinion, did a terrible job handling this situation. It just doesn't look pretty for the NFL to do this with Deshaun Watson having multiple women coming after him for sexual allegations. Over 25 women have been involved in this whole entire thing for the nearly 2 years. And it doesn't look good for the NFL handling this situation. I think Deshaun Watson really should have been suspended for at least 10, no, not even 10. He should have been suspended for an entire season, in my opinion. I thought that's what it was going to look like. Now, there is rumors and speculation that this ruling could be overturned and Deshaun Watson gets more games suspended or can miss the entire season. But I think so far they have 2 days to do this. They have 48 hours to do this, but it just doesn't look right. I think Deshaun Watson should have been suspended for the entire NFL season. Obviously, there was a reason why the Texans did not let this man step foot on the field last season. There is a reason why the Texans did not trade him before the trade deadline of last NFL season, because they knew Deshaun Watson was going to get suspended as soon as he put his cleats on the turf. And I just don't agree with this at all. And it looks bad for the NFL because, believe it or not, the women fan base in the NFL is at a skyrocket of 47% out of 100%. 47% of the NFL fan base are women. And it doesn't look right. I know there's a lot of women that are fans of the NFL are very upset with this decision by the National Football League. And I would be too if I was a woman as well. So I think it just doesn't look good. And you talk about, I'm going to give some examples of this suspension, why this doesn't make sense to me. Deshaun Watson has over 25 women involved in this sexual allegations thing that's been taking place for nearly 2 years. Look at the suspension that Goodell has given out over the last few seasons as the NFL commissioner, right? Look at Tom Brady, what he did a few years ago in New England when he was deflating balls and got caught for it, and during the court case destroyed his phone. What he get? Pretty little slap on the wrist because he's the GOAT. The NFL needs him for ratings, so he only got hit with a 4-game suspension. Give it. The Patriots at that time went, I believe, 3-1 or 4-0 by the time Tom Brady got back. Let's take it another one. Josh Gordon, who was once upon a time a great wide receiver in this NFL, playing in the NFL. He played for the Cleveland Browns majority of his career, so he was never really on a contending team in his prime days. Got in trouble for smoking weed and got suspended multiple times. But a standout, he missed the entire year for smoking marijuana. Now let's talk about the recent one that doesn't make sense to me is Calvin Ridley, who was suspended an entire season for gambling $1,500 on his own team, the Atlanta Falcons, to win a game. Now, mind you, that doesn't make sense if you're an NFL player gambling $1,500 on your own team to win. That's Calvin Ridley's business. But Calvin Ridley should not be suspended an entire season for just gambling $1,500 on his own team to win. And you're talking about Deshaun Watson only got suspended for 6 games with 25 or more women accusing him of sexual allegations of sexual assault. This doesn't make sense. And I think truly at the end of the day, Roger Goodell and the rest of the NFL commissioners know exactly what they're doing. And I just said it moments ago with Tom Brady, deflating balls and cheating. Being a big name in the league equals less punishment given. Deshaun Watson is on a Super Bowl caliber team with the Cleveland Browns now. They have an offensive-minded head coach. They have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt at the running back position. Their offensive line is already set in stone. They're going to be one of the best, if the best, running game, have the best running attack in the NFL heading into next season. They just got Amari Cooper for a bag of chips from the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be loaded. Their defense is absolutely stacked when you talk about Myles Garrett. They brought back Javon Clowney. They brought back. They have Jeremiah Wusia. I can't say his last name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Second-year linebacker coming from Notre Dame. They have Denzel Ward at the cornerback position. They have Greg Newsome entering his sophomore season at the cornerback position. This team is absolutely loaded and ready to go to compete in the AFC North with the Baltimore Ravens, with the Cincinnati Bengals, with the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. So Roger Goodell knows exactly what he's doing this year. And they gave Deshaun Watson the bare minimum of a suspension because he's fresh on a $230 million deal, who's not played football in over 365 days. They want Deshaun Watson there for ratings. This is what it's all about. He's a top 10 player, top 10 quarterback when he's on the field, and him being with the Browns, it makes them more exciting to watch him this year. It gives them more of a chance to see must-see football because Deshaun Watson is in a division with Lamar Jackson, who he will play twice a year now. He's in a division with Joe Burrow, who he will play twice a year now. 4 of those games are going to be must-see football because you're having arguably top 10 quarterbacks play against each other in a division twice in a year, maybe even 3 times come playoff time. So Roger Goodell and the NFL commissioners know exactly what they're doing, in my opinion. And it shows it because you only give him 6 games. Why not let him come back? If you're going to suspend him, give him a year or maybe let him come back by Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving time. But no, they know exactly what they're doing. They give him a 6-game suspension. The Browns' first opponents are playing against the Carolina Panthers, the New York Jets, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Atlanta Falcons, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the New England Patriots. I honestly think in that 6-game span, having Jacoby Brissett at the quarterback position, they can at least go 3-3 or 2-4. 2-4 doesn't sound very cute, but it at least be at 500 or 2-4 by the time they get Deshaun Watson back. This division is going to be the second toughest division behind the AFC West come this NFL season, and they exactly know what they're doing. Deshaun Watson will be, by the time he gets back, if they could go 3-3 or 2-4, he will still have a legit chance to win the AFC North. So again, this is all about ratings and excitement for the National Football League and the league's eyes. I think this was terribly the wrong decision to let Deshaun Watson play this season. I think he should have been taught a lesson and sat out for the entire season. Now, I wish nothing best for Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback in this league. I'm a big fan of Deshaun Watson. However, when you have, I understand there's no footage, there's no receipts, there's nothing that we could prove that all these are true. But when you have over 25 women coming after you for this, it's not a good look for you. And especially being an African American in this world, it's definitely not a good look for you. I think it's a poor decision by the league to let Deshaun Watson play this year. So I think Roger Goodell and the rest of the NFL commissioners know exactly what they're doing when they're letting Deshaun Watson play this season, because they know it's must-see football when you get Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson playing twice a year. You get Deshaun Watson versus Joe Burrow twice a year. You can see the future of the NFL and Kenny Pickett, if he is the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You will see Deshaun Watson play Kenny Pickett twice a year. So I know exactly what they're doing, and they won't come out and say it. Maybe they'll overturn this in the next 48 hours. If I'm Calvin Ridley, I'm sick to my stomach. I only gambled $1,500 on my own team winning, and I have to sit out for an entire year. But I see Deshaun Watson getting to play with all this type of noise, all this type of buzz surrounding him. That would make me absolutely sick. But I wish nothing best for Deshaun Watson. I'm actually looking for a good competitive year for the Browns and that division, because last year I picked them to win a division. Obviously, they let me down. Baker Mayfield got banged up halfway through the season and couldn't capitalize with this Browns team. So we'll see how they look in the AFC North this year, contending with the top dogs in the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. But that is all the time I have for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Tom Tyree, signing off. Again, this is the first out of 2 episodes I will be doing this week for you guys. So I'll see you guys on tomorrow's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Tom Tyree, signing out.